Nice.
Just to give a little backstory, because I'm starting in the beginning, but our main character, Fiona, has just met a very nice guy at a cafe. She's walking home, and let's see what happens. As Fiona walked down the street toward her house, she had this skip in her step. She felt like she was on cloud 9, until an old feeling came back, one she hadn't felt in some time. She had this feeling of being watched, something she had often felt since she was a child. Her heart sank, her good feeling vanished, and her smile disappeared. She looked around but saw nothing. Everything was quiet, which wasn't unusual in the small town she lived in. But there was no one else around. She was completely alone. She began to walk again, quickening her step. When she turned the corner, Ted popped up in front of her. She let out a loud gasp. "Whoa, whoa, whoa, it's okay, it's just me," he said, holding up his hands. She was taken aback. "Ted, what are you doing here?" she asked in between breaths. He looked at her and smirked. "You didn't give me your number. How are we supposed to plan our little coffee date if I don't have your number?" She felt a little uncomfortable. "Oh, right, Then she realized, "Wait, how did you get in front of me?" He looked around and then back at her, eyeing her up and down like she was a piece of meat. "You know, you truly are beautiful." Fiona blushed again, but this time she wasn't getting the warm fuzzies. Her body screamed for her to run. Something wasn't right. "Thank you again, Ted, but I can see why he loves you so much." She walked at him, fear and confusion coursing through her. "Excuse me?" He walked toward her while she stepped back. "My master is truly a wise man, and I would do anything for him. But when he asked me to scope you out, I will admit I became frustrated." "Your master? Wait, Ted, what are you talking about?" Her heart raced like a rabbit's. "I'm a man of action, Fiona. I don't sit around and wait. But watching you these past few weeks hasn't been a chore at all." Fiona was forced to stop since Ted had backed her into a brick wall next to an alleyway. He pressed his body against hers. Her confusion and fear escalated. On the verge of tears, she exclaimed, "Ted, you're scaring me." He caressed her cheek. "Don't be scared, my love." She closed her eyes. She may have been scared out of her mind, but his touch on her skin sent shivers all over. "It is time." Fiona opened her eyes wide. "What?" He scooped her up over his shoulder. Fiona's badge dropped as she kicked and screamed. "No, Ted, cut me down, please. What are you doing?" He took her down the alleyway where she continued to holler for help and plead with him to let her go. He went deep into the alley before putting her down. He wrapped his one hand around her neck and placed the other behind her head to make her look up at him. Fiona shuddered. "Please, Ted, let me go. I don't know who your master is, but give him all my money, my jewelry." As she spoke, he laid an index finger across her lips. "It's okay, Fiona. He doesn't want any of that." She was beyond scared. "Then what does he want?" He got up close to her face. She looked into his eyes, and they went from amber brown to icy blue. "You." He took his hand off her neck, opened his mouth, revealing some sharp teeth, and bit into her neck. Fiona tried to scream, but the shock of it all took her voice away. Thankfully, only seconds later, as her sight started to blur, she saw someone come up from behind him. He grabbed Ted and ripped him off her. She fell onto the wall behind her as the stranger dragged Ted away and started fighting him. Fiona placed a hand on her neck and felt a warm liquid. Not thinking straight and not feeling too much pain, she thought it was just his saliva. As she leaned on the wall, she looked over to see the two guys fighting, going back and forth until the guy who saved her punched Ted right across the jaw and knocked him out cold. He watched him for a moment, breathing heavily to make sure he wasn't getting up. Then he looked over and went to Fiona. "Hey, are you okay?" She looked up at him. He was about the same height as Ted, but had long brown wavy hair that went past his shoulders, a well-manicured goatee, and a muscular build. He stood beside her. "Miss, are you okay?" Fiona snapped out of it. "Oh, yeah, sorry. I just feel a little woozy," which wasn't a complete lie. His looks took her breath away, but at the same time, she felt lightheaded, like she was about to pass out, and her vision was getting worse. Her legs felt weak. She fell into a rescuer. "Whoa, it's okay. How about we sat down, she released her hand from her neck and looked at it. What she thought was saliva was actually her blood. "Oh God," she exclaimed. The guy placed her hand back on her neck. "It's going to be okay. Keep your hand there and keep applying pressure." Fiona was about to say something when the dizziness got worse and she started to black out. She heard the guy say, "Miss, hold on," before she lost consciousness.